Okay, this is Mel Evans on Talkingbowls Radio, sponsored by Thurston. Next Sunday is the final round of group games in the Ensley Inter-County Championship. There'll be some big matches taking place, and no doubt the mobile phones all around the country will be red hot. In Group 1 there's one big win-all-bust game, South Yorkshire taking on North Midlands, and we'll be discussing that a little bit later in the programme with Andy Farmer. Both those sides are undefeated and the winners will be through to the semi-finals. It's tough to call, but North Midlands are going to count on. Could be a big match, but we'll see what Andy Farmer's got to say about that. Group 2 also looks close. Undefeated Shropshire, the favourites to progress, but they should they slip up against Derbyshire, then Potteries could take advantage if they can overcome Greater Manchester. Yorkshire in Group 3 look to have that pretty much tied up, and barring a disaster they should make the semi-finals. So that leaves Group 4 with the crunch decided between Wales and Cheshire, and Lynn will be discussing that in a moment with our next guest. Last month the finals of one of the big events of the season took place, the Spring Waterloo, and the winner was Dave Jackson, who hopefully will speak to Lynn now. I don't know whether he will, because earlier today she skint him up beat him, shall we say, up in South Leeds. But if he hangs up on you, Lynn, we can always play a bit of music, can't we? Over to you.
Dave won't hang up on me, Mel. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Lynn. Good evening, Mel. Good
Hello
evening,
there.
Paul.
How are you?
I'm fine. I've recovered from my loss today. At least you got through, Lynn. That was the main
Well,
thing.
that's right.
And then you go back and win it and hopefully get invited to Portugal.
Exactly. That's it. And beat Mel in the final.
Mel, one of you.
That's right, yes. But, first of all, Dave, many congratulations on winning the Spring Waterloo. You must be absolutely delighted.
Oh, absolutely. In a field of that calibre, I was well and truly pleased.
Yeah.
I surprised myself how well I played. Like I say, the scores speak for themselves, but I thoroughly did enjoy the day. It was a beautiful day. The weather was fantastic. Very well run, as always.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll come on to the scores shortly, but would you put this as your biggest success of your career to date, Dave?
Any win at the Waterloo is a success. I have won other things, probably more money, but no, the Waterloo is definitely my biggest achievement so far.
Yeah, excellent, yeah. And obviously to win the handicap, you've got to have played well, and judging from your results, and I've spoke to people who you played and spoke to you personally as well, you were a bit unstoppable on the day, weren't you, Dave?
Yeah, I don't know what to put it down to, the weather or anything, or just total concentration, because I am a player that can play well on the day, but I can also play very badly, so it's just concentration with me and just making sure you can keep it going for that amount of games.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I mean, the most scored against you on the day was 15, wasn't it?
Yes, Mr. Hickey scored 15 against me.
Yeah.
With my first game, I didn't play many marks. As you probably know by the score, I only played about 3 or 4 ends on three different marks.
Yeah.
But Graham took me all over the green, and it was probably one of the games I did struggle. And I think if Graham had played to the standard he could play at, I think, he'd have probably beaten me on the day. But other than that, the other games were, pretty easy. Well, not easy, but...
Yeah, and it was a top-class lineup, wasn't it? I mean, you beat some excellent players, including, of course, the former Waterloo champion John Bailey in the final.
Yeah, John. Not played him before, actually. Never played him in all the years I've been bowling. First time I've played him. Lovely guy. Know him well as a friend of mine. Good player. I thought that was a really hard game, and he did at the beginning, but towards the end, I just went away from him again and won comfortably in the end.
Yeah. I mean, just run through your results here. I mean, I've got them here, Dave. I mean, last 32, we were talking about this earlier on, wasn't we? I mean, yeah. Dean Ferris, it sounds daft, but played very well, played worse and won sweeps, and you had him off to 1, I mean...
Yeah, I've played Dean a few times, actually, never beaten Dean before, and I had a tendency to think I would play him short, and I took him short and played a football, and he licked that, and then the rest is, I ran out on him, and to be fair to Dean played marvellous. He didn't play badly. He's played a lot worse than 1 sweeps, he told me, and
that's right.
I went on a mark that I used a long time ago, and basically thought I'd give it another go, and everybody seemed to struggle on the day against me.
Yeah.
I did play the mark very, very well, and everybody seemed to struggle on that mark on the day.
Tell us about the mark, Dave. Which mark are you referring to? Describe it to us.
Where you go in, where the toilets are at the Waterloo, if you play in the corner, it's not a full corner mark, it's sort of like to the right-hand side from the toilet to where the shop is. Not full corners, but it's a finger peg mark, which is basically almost straight with a slight peg at the end.
Yeah.
And you can't be off the road at all. And then it's basically thumb peg back to the toilet,
Yeah.
which people will know. I mean, it's basically you've got to be straight on the road. Any potential of right or left, and
That's right.
It will not go near the jar.
No, good. And then last 16, as we just mentioned, just Graham Hickey, 21-15, the only real man on the day to push you anywhere near.
Yeah, Graham actually was telling me on the day, actually, he said anybody that backs me today is mad, but anyway, because he was having trouble with his knee, and I think he is still having trouble with his knee.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Somebody that's had problems in the past with that, I feel for him, but I'm sure he'll sort it out, and I'm sure if Graham's listening, or David even knows Graham, Graham's a very good player.
Yeah.
He's a player I've never beaten before, so there's quite a few players that have been beaten that day that I haven't beaten before.
And he's a good competitor into Graham as well.
Great guy. Don't know why they call him the crook, because you'll have to explain that one. But he is a good player.
Yeah. And then last night, Grant Soller, obviously, who you'll know, pretty
Grant
well, I'd
is a
imagine.
player I have beaten before, actually, in a few competitions. The Stockport Parks once in the semi-final had a great game with Grant, just got out and ended up winning the Stockport Parks a few years back. But Grant is such a good player too, and he actually gave me a good game up until the second half of the game when I went away from him. He beat some good players, and I believe he was playing very well in the first two games that he won. So yeah, Grant is a good player.
And then in the semi-final, you're back to your single-figure scores, beating Shropshire's Charlie Weaver 21-3.
I played Charlie before and beaten Charlie before, and he's beaten me before. He's actually hammered me once many years ago, but anyway, that's by the by. But after him putting Graham Wilson out, who probably did me a favour, I played really well again, as good as probably I played against Dean Ferris on a similar mark, and Charlie struggled again. But yeah, I did play very well against Charlie.
Yeah, good. And then we arrive at the final, say, with your Welsh mate John Bailey, and you beat him 12.
Last week, and poor John had a bit of a disaster game in the main sweep. He thought hard done by because he was a measure he had, and he reckons the ball was knocked over by the officials. But anyway, he got over that soon, and we had a great week in the Isle of Man last week. The weather was fantastic.
Yeah.
And anyway, you win or lose at bowls, it's a great week in the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
While we're on that subject, I don't know if Andrew's, well, I know Andrew's going to be on later. I'll just like to congratulate him again on winning that, because he is somebody that's been over there for years and tried finals, semi-finals, last stage, and well done to Andy. He was just a bit put off the fact that his wife wasn't there, but he soon got back to her anyway.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether Andy's listening, but we have got him on later, so I will pass on your congratulations. But I mean, winning the Spring Handicap, Dave, obviously has earned you a couple of big invites, which start on Saturday the 26th of September with the Champion of Champions at the Waterloo.
Yeah, I have been in it once before. I actually won the Isle of Man in 1998, and all I ever wanted to do in bowling was qualify for the old tournament called the Bass Masters, and that would have actually got me in the Bass Masters, but I think they pulled the plug on it 2 years earlier. So I never got to play in the Bass, and that was one of my ambitions to do in bowling, and I did it that year, but like you say, and I played in the Champion of Champions. I think I might have lost the first game, actually. I didn't play so well on the day, but yeah, I enjoyed that.
I mean, you must fancy your chances, obviously, having sort of played the Waterloo so well.
Yeah, but being on the Waterloo and winning 9 games on the trot, yeah, I do. Because you're playing people that probably don't play the Waterloo or do play the Waterloo and only get the chance to play it in that particular competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it immensely.
Yeah.